Yes, keep going. Just pissed. Because the close.
It's very nice.
How about if I put this last?
Yeah, it's nice. We're going to take out that.
Okay, I'm going to give you a different one to do.
So we're doing that instead of full.
This is going to be the last thing we're going to do, and you need to make a note to put it in down a step.
So taking out holy one.
No, no, listen to me. We're going to put Ruach Elohim where Holy One was. And then Ruach
Got it.
Elohim is going to be before Adonai Love. Wait, Holy One is going to be. Holy One is after Adonai Svatah, whatever. It's after when you play.
No comparison. No, never. That's the way I feel.
So, yeah. Okay. You want to look at the ending real quick?
On the Holy, on this?
Hello.
What? This one?
Missed you last week, but I don't, you didn't see it on the, well,
Second ending.
tell Alice she played real well. Do you know what she did? No one told you. She came up over there and Marshall was there, and she stood up there like this, pretending she was, I said, I loved it, she did. Tell her she did a good job.
It will be.
Be well.
So did you figure out what you want to do?
Yes.
You're introducing me. Shabbat Shalom. Let's try that again. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Could everyone who can stand? Come on, let's stand up. That liquid sunshine out there. Let's get some energy going in here. Say hello to the people who are around you. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Please be seated. So now that we've greeted each other and brought some energy into the room, let's sing a little, a nigun. No words necessary, just open your souls, open your mouths, and just sing.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la. Ya la la ya la la ya la la ya la la
open our Sidurim to page 2. I'm going to call the president of the newly named Glickstein Foundation to, with the woman who made Shalom Rav a reality, Dr. Andy and Debbie Herschel, to help light the candles and lead us in Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shall Shabbat.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
And we turn to page 4 for the introduction to the Kiddush.
The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work of God that God had been doing. And God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
And on page 5, we join together in the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehila lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta b'kol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Chaim. We picked that vintage just for you. We crushed it earlier this week. It's good. So we continue now with Kabbalat Shabbat, page 16. Page 16.
Once more. Zamru l'Adonai bechinor v'kol zimra. Zamru l'Adonai bechinor v'kol zimra.
Page 20 and 21, Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 2, 5, and then at 9 we face the Shabbat bride as she enters our sanctuary through the opening that we all come through and comes into our lives.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad Hi yishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad V'shem hu tiferet v'li kila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha Ki mekor habracha Merosh mikedem nesucham Sof ma'aseh v'machshava techila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Hitoreri Ki va'orek u'mi'ori Uri shir daveri Kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam besimcha u'bzola Toch emunei am segula. Boi chala Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekavela.
remain standing for the Baruch on page 28.
Ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam va'ed Le'olam 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 va'ed Ya la 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 ya la la ya da 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 da.
We turn to page 31 and reflect together on this moment of transition. In the middle of page 31, we read this prayer together. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Baruch atah Adonai Ha'amariv Aravim.
Page 32, Ahavat Olam, we pray together. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amacha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, u'kim u'mishpatim, otanu limadata, al ken Adonai Eloheinu, v'shofenu u'fumenu, nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu ve'orech yamenu, uvehem negeh yomam v'layla, ve'ahavtacha al tasir mimenu lo'olamim.
Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Page 34, we bear witness to God's presence in our lives in this world with the words of Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. May be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לעוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. So on page 40, we remember our exodus from Egypt, and we sing this special melody of freedom because we recall our own freedom and our own blessings in this United States on this very special Memorial Day weekend with this special melody, which you will recognize. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh veleh Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Kol Yisrael.
That's beautiful. We turn now to page 43 for this Hashkivenu prayer, in which we pray for Sukkot Shlomecha, a shelter of peace. A few weeks ago, I was in Jerusalem with some of you on the Greater Miami Jewish Federation's 70th birthday of Israel tour. And I went to Machane Yehuda in the morning, which is the market in Jerusalem. It was very, very crowded and hustling and bustling with everybody getting ready for Shabbat. And I walked out of the market and looked up, and I was on the corner of Sukkot Shlomecha Street. And so I think about that moment, and I think about that shelter of peace that we pray for at this moment, the shelter of the peace of Shabbat. And we read this prayer together in the middle of the page. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporez sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. And we rejoice in the Sabbath together with the words of Yismechu on page 44.
Ay, 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 ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, מקדשי שביעי שבת, כולם ישמעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת, ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, ישמחו במלכותך מלאכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי אור והשביעי, רצית בו וקידשו שבת. חמדת ימים, חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת. שבת ישמחו במלאכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, ישמחו במלאכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג. זכר למעשה וראשית שבת. זכר למעשה וראשית שבת. ישמחו במלאכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, ישמחו במלאכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג.
We turn now to the central prayers of our worship, Hatfilah. You'll find them on page 46. We pray that God opens our lips and opens our hearts so that we may declare God's praise.
Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tiftach. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Once more from the beginning. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tiftach. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tiftach. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tiftach. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, V'zocher chazdei avot ve'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, lema'an shemo be'ahava, melech hozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, Ata gibor leolam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atarav lahoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממיד ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנת על החיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You may be seated. We pause now for a few moments of quiet prayer and personal reflection.
This next selection is based on this week's Parsha, Naso, the Birkat Kohanim, which will be woven through the remainder of the service in different forms, as it is woven through our lives at significant moments that we sing to one another. Holy One, please bless us, always be near, watching wherever we go. Shine down your kindness, show us the way, through every path unknown. Guide us with your strength, keep us in your shelter, fill us with the gift of shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha ve'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom. Guide us with your strength, keep us in your shelter, fill us with the gift of shalom. Fill us with the precious gift of shalom.
As we begin to think about healing and hope for all of those who are in need of those prayers, we offer this prayer for the soldiers, both those who have died defending the liberties of our country and those who still defend our country today, a prayer for Shabbat in Memorial Day. Our God and God of our ancestors, we thank you for the numerous blessings you have bestowed upon our nation. Out of the many nations of the world, our country has been blessed with a singular opportunity to demonstrate how peoples of many faiths and heritages can live side by side and enrich one another's lives through friendship and the sharing of our unique traditions. We are united this Shabbat in a solemn act of gratitude to those who have served in our nation's defense, to those who have risked their personal safety to save the lives of others, and above all, to those who have died serving this country. Their sacrifices are forever remembered by us and by our children for generations to come. We do not forget. Our hearts go out to those serving today in our armed forces and to their families. Those of us who are veterans of previous wars know best of all what they must be feeling, what their spouses and children are feeling, what they pray for. In all our many faiths, we are united in this. Our prayers are with those who serve our country today. We ask God that they may return speedily and in good health and safety to their loved ones. And may God grant each of us the wisdom to uphold this nation's virtues, that it may continue to serve as a beacon of liberty and harmony between peoples for all the world to see. And let us say, Amen. And as we think about those soldiers, we also think about our loved ones who are in need of a prayer of healing or hope, whether it's physical healing or spiritual healing. And so if you yourself are in need of a prayer or have a loved one who is, I'll ask you to stand up and share that name with our congregation. We've also been asked to pray on behalf of Gail Ossip, George Lublin, Donald Krasner, Jason Albert, Lenny Hecht, Bill Meadow, Shifra Fago Bat Rachel, David Siegel, Judith Ryder Cornelison, Elisa Benray, Narissa Balland, Muriel Dubrow, Marta Leva, Esther Batchendel, Marilyn Sheffman, Bernard Finn, Randy Aronson, Shirley Aronson, Sylvia Levitsky, Alex Farber, Roberta Ty, Vicki Engelman, Sherry Werbin, Richie Harris, Leonard Brayman, Lindy Passer, Norman Siegel, Betty Myers, Doris Oleski, Diane Katzen, Elisheva Zohar Batpanina, Amos Nauman, Arlene Lessel, Stuart Lessel, Maria Bernard, Dr. Stephen Rosenberg, Blima Chaya Bat Razel Yittel, Dennis Russ, Shena Hinda Bat Leah, Hechazan Miriam Bat Dina Yitzchak, Abigail Lawrence, Shira Bat Anita, Gabrielle Desaunier, Jared Stein, and Ariella Tamara Bat Yehudit. We also think about those who were injured today at the middle school in Indiana, where there was yet another school shooting. So we think about all of those, we take them all into our hearts with our own, and Cantor is going to lead us in a prayer called Adonai Love Me.
Adonai love me, Adonai love me, Adonai, love me. Please love me, Adonai. Adonai, heal me. Adonai, heal me. Adonai, heal me. Adonai, heal me. Please heal me, Adonai. Heal them, Adonai. Heal them, Adonai. Heal them, Adonai. Heal them. Please heal them, Adonai.
This Shabbat, this Friday night Shabbat, I have a very special privilege on my last Friday night as senior rabbi to welcome into our, not only our community, but into our people, some really special individuals. Two of them are very young, so they may or may not make it up here. We think they will. Three of them are adults. We're not quite ready for you guys, but we'll be with you in a few minutes. They've all had very unique and fascinating journeys to come here, exceptionally unique in many ways. And we are going to be the witnesses to this moment. So I'd like to ask first Amparo and Thomas to come forward. The O'Connells are a married couple who have been married now for 10 years. Come on over. Each of them has discovered some aspect of Jewish connection in their families in the distant past. Some going back to Spain, to Toledo in Spain, in the case of Amparo, to grandfather. And it began a journey for them that they've been taking. It's taken them to Spain and to Israel and to Chabad for quite a while, and to us to complete this journey. And so you're standing here before the congregation at this moment. It's a special moment for both of you, I know, moment you've been looking forward to and working for a very, very long time. It is a tradition that goes back to the early days of the rabbinic period when individuals chose to become a part of our people. And you know there's a midrash that says that all the souls that would ever join our people were there at Sinai with all of us. So you were there. This is really just your reunion. Your bodies now, with your souls, are rejoining our people. And so it is a special moment. And so it's my privilege to ask you these questions that will commit your lives to being fully part of our people. Do you choose to enter the eternal covenant between God and the people Israel and to become a Jew of your own free will?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you accept Judaism to the exclusion of all other religious faiths and practices?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you pledge your loyalty to Judaism and to the Jewish people under all circumstances?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you promise to establish a Jewish home and to participate actively in the life of the synagogue and of the Jewish community?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you commit yourself to the pursuit of Torah and Jewish knowledge?
Yes.
Yes.
If you should be blessed with children, do you promise to raise them as Jews?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you now, if you would, to say the first words that you're privileged to say as Jews. These are traditionally the last words that a Jew says on their lips on the deathbed, but you get to have them as your first, the words of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
And we just read the book of Ruth at Shavuot, and what she said is the tradition of those who join our people. So I'll ask you to read her words.
Ruth said,
Entreat me not to leave you or to return from following after you. For wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried.
And I've asked you now to share some words of your own with the congregation about your story, if you would.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
4 years ago, in the spring of 2014, what a regular visit to my family in Spain became actually a catalyst of a spiritual journey that has brought me here today. I discovered that my family had Sephardic roots dating back to the year 1850, and in fact, a branch of the family that I haven't had the privilege to meet yet still practices Judaism in Malaga. Now, during the past 4 years, bless you, I have learned that in religion, you belong because you believe. And in Judaism, you believe because you belong. Having been raised in a secular home, this realization was the end of a spiritual numbness that led me to become a child of the covenant, who had finally found her way home. Now, it was imperative for me to have a Jewish home with someone who would share the beliefs and have our children immersed in the faith, and most importantly, knowing the history of our people. Luckily for me, my husband was in his own journey of self-discovery. And last year, we were privileged to meet Rabbi Glickstein, and with a fatherly kindness, taught me that identifying myself as a Jew means to belong to a culture that is richly tied to heritage, religion, and tradition. He and Joni have welcomed our family with open arms, and for that, I will eternally be grateful. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. So my story of conversion is a story of coming home. It's a story of coming full circle. I was born Ashkenazi Jewish, but I never had a bar mitzvah because my mother, my family didn't know we were Jewish. My maternal grandfather immigrated from Poland to New York with his family in the 1920s, and his last name is Dembowski. He actually grew up speaking Yiddish and many languages, Polish, Russian, of course English, and he would even sing songs to me in Yiddish. So, you know, none of my direct family that I know of were in the Holocaust, but my grandfather was very moved to volunteer to serve in World War II. It's actually interesting that it's Memorial Day weekend also. I know that he faced a lot of discrimination in New York, and so he actually changed his name from Dembowski. He changed it to Dunn to just sort of be nondescript and blend in with society. You know, I think his story, and he was the only living grandparent that I had. This was one of the reasons that we moved to Miami Beach, to be close to my grandfather. So that's how I learned all these stories from him before he passed away. And it's actually interesting. I was looking at my family tree today, and you know, I'm talking a lot about my grandfather because that's who I knew. But his wife, my grandmother, on my mother's side, the whole maternal side were German names, and going way, way back. So I think there's probably a lot of lost history that they were probably German Jews. I was raised Catholic. I was baptized against my will. And that's a joke, I didn't mean to. You know, I told my mother that I believed that we were Jewish. And, you know, I think she was maybe in denial about that, even after she did the Ancestry DNA and saw that we were Ashkenazi Jewish. But you know, denial is more than just a river in Egypt, which brings me to which brings me to my Middle East. When we went to the Middle East, we went to Israel, and a couple of years ago. And first it was a cultural tour. It was to, I didn't know if I was 100% identifying as Jewish at the time. The irony too was that when we landed in Israel, it was the first day of Hanukkah, and actually we had just been in Egypt. So we were coming out of Egypt and into Israel. Just kind of worked out like that. So it started as a cultural tour, but it became so much more. I think that at the time I was maybe struggling with that Jewish identity, and as I kind of was an outsider, but by the last day of Hanukkah, I was lighting the candles, and we were in the circle, and we were staying in a kibbutz, and we were feeling really connected to this community. And we also toured the Holocaust Museum, and I think that just floored me. When we got back, we decided to officially convert and really make this a real thing, to reconnect to our lost family. And, we want our children to be born Jewish. We want to raise them in a Jewish family and a Jewish community. So you mentioned the Chabad. We kind of dove into the deep end of the pool because I reached out to the one rabbi that I knew who was Orthodox, and we were introduced into the Chabad community, and so we spent several years in that and studying with them. I was even wearing seats. You were wearing a wig, so. There was times when I would look around and, I'd be holding the book and everyone's davening and I'm like, where am I? How did I get here? I don't even know what page we're on. So things kind of evolved for us because our teacher in the Chabad became ill. And so we kind of hopped around from shul to shul. We were kind of essentially wandering Jews in the wilderness. And, we were looking for guidance. And we were so grateful that we found Rabbi Glickstein and that he's welcomed us in. And Joni and their family, we're so grateful. And so, we've been on this journey for many years, and I know that it's going to be a lifetime of a journey. There's so much learning that's going to continue for us. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Ampar. So because we're so blessed this evening with an abundance of wonderful people joining, I'm going to ask Amparo and Thomas to stand on the bima, and we're going to call now a young woman who has two beautiful little boys who are here. Boys are Jacob and Michael. I don't know if they're coming up with her, but it's Ingrid and Cittoni. Ingrid Cittoni. Okay. So, and I'm going to ask Rabbi Lorraine Rutenberg to come on up. Rabbi Rutenberg, Ingrid was not able, because of her baby and her situation, to be able to take the class. So Rabbi Rutenberg actually taught her the class individually here at Temple, and they worked together on this. And her son is in our school, and so he's here all the time. So Rabbi, here's.
I've worked with Ingrid, teaching her privately for several months. The thing about Ingrid is she's been living a Jewish life for 11 years, since she met Fede and this family, and has joined this family full force and wanted, I think, to just make it official. So Ingrid knew how, but she didn't know exactly why. And that's where all of our work and talk and questioning and answering came in. And her husband and Constanza, and this is Federico, are from Rome. And they are lucky they pray in that beautiful, amazing synagogue in Rome. that we all go and visit. And that's their synagogue. And Ingrid and Fede have made many, many Jewish friends. They celebrate Shabbat. They celebrate all the holidays. This is really the final link in the chain of really making it official and making it all right. And the kids are converting with her, and we are all just so proud of her. And she was wonderful to work with because she already knew so much and had such wonderful and deep questions. So I'm going to ask her to say a few words right now.
Good evening, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. I apologize for my voice. I'm fighting a big-time cold. I wanted to start off by thanking Rabbi Rudenberg for being my teacher. We were a great match from the beginning. Rabbi Rudenberg is like an encyclopedia. She's like a wealth of knowledge. Any question I had, she had an answer to. It was like better than Google. So, and not just that, she is a beautiful person, not just on the outside, on the inside, and always available, always there for me. And I also want to thank Rabbi Glickstein for sponsoring my conversion, and Rabbi Morrison, she's not here, no, that she did my mikvah this morning, so I want to thank her as well. And then basically my journey to becoming Jewish started 11 years ago when I met my husband, Federico. He introduced me to this new world and to Jewish life. We made a Jewish home together, and we've grown as a Jewish family. As you can see, this is my son Jacob and my son Michael, who wants a lollipop. Very soon, very soon. And then, honestly, I feel that this is the life that I was meant to live, which is a life that I truly love. And soon. Sorry. And then for the last 11 years, we have already been living a Jewish life. And then I felt that basically I needed to make it official by converting. That was the last piece of the puzzle that was missing for us. So I chose the name Sarah as my Hebrew name because reading through all the names, I loved that Sarah was a woman of great strength, Jewish conviction. She was the first female Jew, was Abraham's wife, and the mother of our people, and the princess. So it was a name that kept on coming back to me, and I feel that it's suitable for what I wanted as my Hebrew name. So I'm honored, I'm excited, and I'm grateful that this day has finally arrived. I feel like my family is finally complete. So again, thank you everybody, and Shabbat Shalom.
So Ingrid, you also get to answer the same questions that we asked before. Well, this one's yours. Ingrid, do you choose to enter the eternal covenant between God and the people Israel and to become a Jew of your own free will?
Yes.
Do you accept Judaism to the exclusion of all other religious faiths and practices?
Yes.
Do you pledge your loyalty to Judaism and to the Jewish people under all circumstances?
Yes.
Do you promise to establish a Jewish home even as you go forward and to participate actively in the life of the synagogue and of the Jewish community?
Yes.
Do you commit yourself to the pursuit of Torah and Jewish knowledge?
Yes.
Obviously, you've been blessed with children.
Yes.
And if you're blessed with further children, do you promise to raise them all as Jews?
Yes.
Okay. So now if you would say the words of Shema.
Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
And Ingrid is going to read the words of Ruth, the words that really speak to us. Ruth was the first convert to Judaism, following her mother-in-law, Naomi. I know everyone knows the story, but it really is a very moving and beautiful story. And I'm going to ask her to read these words from the book of Ruth.
Entreat me not to leave you or to return from following after you. For wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried.
And so now, Ingrid, I'm going to ask you and your boys, and come on up, Rico, and all up here. You're going to face up. The congregation, if you would, please rise. We're going to give each one of them a Torah to hold. If you would join Ingrid in the middle, both of you. So now you are holding the Torah because today is your day at Sinai. This is the day when you receive the Torah. This is yours now. It's yours to live. It's yours to teach to your children. It's yours to be integrated into your life, just as it is for any Jew. Maimonides said that you are now the same as any Jew by birth, that our tradition is your tradition. Your fathers were Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Your mothers, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, just like ours were. And he said further, if we were chosen through that tradition, you've actually been chosen by God for this very moment. I'm going to ask the cantor to get the community talit, she would, to bring it over. And each of you has chosen a name. Ingrid already told us her name as Sarah, and you've already explained beautifully why you chose that name. Umparo chose the name Aviva, spring. It is the springtime when you kind of have culminated this, and Passover, and it is a beautiful name. Thomas wrestled with his name until this week when he finally settled on it. He loved the name Asher. Asher is, why don't you guys go over a little so the talit will reach you. Asher is one of the tribes, and it means joy and happiness, and Chanoch, which actually is fitting because the root of Chanoch is Chanukah, when he started that kind of lighting of the candles in Israel. And of course, Chanoch is a character, a person in the early part of Genesis. And so now, as this talit, which represents our community, the cloth that was woven here are pieces from congregants, from Rabbi Jolt, from Rabbi Kronish, and now from me, that are in this, and that remind us that we are blessed as a people with the very blessing, Birkat Kohanim, that is in this week's Parsha. We're going to read that tomorrow morning in the Torah, and it's the only place it occurs. And this is the day that all 5 of you are becoming a part of our people. And so we do these words. I invite up, are all our rabbis here? I can't see. Rabbi, there you back there. Rabbi Rutenberg's over here. All right, Cantor.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Ken Yehi Ratzon, may God bless you and keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yikuneka.
Ken Yehi Ratzon, may God shed the light of his countenance upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisar Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Ken Yehi Ratzon, may God lift up his countenance upon you and grant you long and healthy lives as daughters and sons of the synagogue, a life of wholeness, a life of peace. And we say, Amen. Mazel tov.
Simen tova, mazel tova, mazel tova, simen tova, mazel tova, mazel tova, simen tova, mazel tova, simen tova, yehelanu. Simen tova, mazel tova, simen tova, mazel tova, simen tova, mazel tova, simen tova, yehelanu.
Thank you so much. We continue now with the, you guys stay up here. We're going to continue with the Aleinu, page 282.
Shabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. So much to be happy about, so much joy. But yet, we also conclude our services with Kaddish. Partly, in a real sense, it is because of the joy of the people that we remember. It is that notion that they have given us so much in our lives that we affirm that. We affirm their lives and we affirm the gift that God has given us through them. Everyone reaches a point where they're no longer alive physically. But those who are very special leave behind values and memories that continue to feed our souls. And when we say Kaddish, it is to affirm who they were and remain within us, because they continue to live within us. And we continue to live with the memory that we carry of them. That is the nature of how we end services, if you will. We conclude with this prayer. And it is not just a sadness. There is the sadness of loss that can never be replaced. But there's also the uplift of the human life that is so integrated into our own that we can never forget, and we should always be grateful. At different times, we take a few moments to add a plaque to our memorial alcove, which has thousands that have been named in years past, lovingly placed there by their families. I'm going to ask you, if you would, to turn to page 96. This is the psalm for Shabbat, and we sing it on Shabbat morning. And in this psalm, it talks about special people. It talks about them like date palms or like cedars of Lebanon. I think when we're here, I think of the royal palms. You know, as you move in the distance, everything fades, but the royal palm, like the cedars of Lebanon or the redwoods, remain. You see them. And people who are like that, they stay in our lives visible even as others recede. And so we'll read together this psalm of Shabbat, page 96. A psalm, a song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness at Yizkor Elohim, Nishmat Yakirenu, Eli Siegel, Shahalcha Olama, Ana Tiyena Nafshotaha, Tzurar Bitzura Chayim, Utihimenu Chata Kavod, Svas Machod Panecha, Nimot Bimincha Netzach. Amen. May God remember this, our dear one, Eli Siegel, who has gone to her eternal rest. May she be at one with the one who is life eternal. May the beauty of her life shine forevermore. And may the lives of her family members, those who loved her and who love her still, always bring honor to her memory by the way they live and the way they honor that memory. There's a poem that we use at this time that's not in our prayer book, but the last three words of each line are we remember them. And as we're anticipating both the memory for Ellie, for her family, and for those we're about to name for Kaddish, each of you, if you would, at the end of each sentence, I would invite you to say those three words. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, in the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, in the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, in the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer, in the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, in the beginning of the year and when it ends, when we are weary and in need of strength, when we are lost and sick at heart, when we have joys we yearn to share. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them.
On this Shabbat, we also remember those who have departed in recent days, whose families are in the shloshim of their mourning, the 30 days of mourning. We think of George Simon, Frank Former, Rain Rini Meadow, Rabbi Mark William Curry, Rabbi Aaron Penkin, Leon Horn, Rabbi Simeon Schreiber, Victor Fonseca, and David Sepsenwall. And we think about those 10 individuals who died a week ago in the Santa Fe shooting in high school: Kimberly Vaughn, Shayna Fisher, Angelique Ramirez, Christian Riley Garcia, Jared Black, Sabika Sheikh, Christopher Jake Stone, Aaron Kyle McLeod, Glenda Perkins, and Cynthia Tisdale. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. On this Shabbat, we also remember all those yortzites that are observed on this Shabbat and whose names have lovingly been inscribed, just as Ellie's is. We think of Joseph Allager, Diana Barr, Fanny Beck, Lazer Borowski, Morris Chaplin, Harry Kornblum, Myra Farr, Julia Gelb, Sidney Gordon, Arthur Green, Frank Hepps, Frida Hochstein, Rose Holtz, Florence Hyams, Bertha Kelman, Richard Knopke, Helen Cohen, Helen Kotler, Marion Levinson, Molly Leibowitz, Marvin Midas, Mayor Reisner, Charles Rosenstein, Lillian Shiner, Beulah Shupak, Jack Singer, Esther Spitzer, Edward Sporn, Morris Stoller, Samuel Storch, Millicent Swerdlow, Herman Tobias, Sanford Turner, Charles Weisberg, Samuel Zimmett, and Abraham Zinneman. And we recall all those other yortzites that are observed on this Shabbat. We think of Minla Abramchik, Mona Akar, Esther Applebaum, Cyril Belkov, Martin Belevin, Edward Benson, Richard Berg, Mildred Bogorad, Hugo Camacho, Abraham Cohen, Solomon Cohen, Dana Deixel, Dora Eppelbaum, Alan Fruit, Mert Geddes, Arthur Goldman, Sally Haber, Richard Halpert, Maxim Hershey, Richard Kramer, Paula Marks, Marvin Midas, Edward Munchik, Fred Nance, Abraham Nathanson, Jean Perwin, Rita Rolter, Jacob Rosen, Jean Roth, Faye Schaefer, Edward Schwartz, Leonard Turkel, Elaine Weiss, and Anna Wilkins. If there's anybody else who is observing a yortzeit or is in a period of mourning whose name I did not say out loud, please. Thank you. Thank you. We turn now to page 294 and rise. And once again, we think about all those American soldiers who have fallen, defending our liberties, We recall the thousands of Israeli soldiers who have died so that we might have a Jewish homeland, and the 6 million men, women, and children who perished in the Shoah. We take them all into our hearts with our own, as together we praise God with these words of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomachon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'izman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam alamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei kudusha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the author of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved here and everywhere with God's blessing of peace. And let us say, Amen. Amen. You may be seated. Mike Weinberg, a member of our board, is here to greet everybody, to welcome the newest members of our congregation, and to share some announcements. You're welcome. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. As Rabbi said, I'm Mike Weinberg, and it is my honor and privilege to be here representing the Board of Trustees of our congregation and welcoming you and wishing you all a wonderful Shabbat. As I look around, I see so many familiar faces, and I realize that many of you are here at least as often, and some way more often than I am, and I welcome you all just the same. And for those of you who are new, I want to welcome you as well and suggest that if you want to learn more about what's going on here at Temple Beth Shalom, please speak to me or any one of the other board members here tonight, the clergy, the staff, after the services at the Oneg. So I typically like to start by acknowledging the joys with all the joys we have with Mazel Tovs, and we have multiple joys tonight. As you saw with all these beautiful conversion ceremonies, I will say that the ceremonies were amazing. All of your words were beautiful, and you look so happy. Your faces look so great. So I want to wish you all a collective Mazel Tov. Okay, now for the announcements. So all of you have your handout, and in the handout it lists some of the ongoings here at Temple Beth Shalom. If anybody wants to know more, you can certainly look online and see all the list of events and amazing things. But I want to highlight just a few, because tonight's a special Shabbat. As you might have heard before, it's a special Shabbat because Rabbi Glickstein is here serving here, having his last Shabbat service as our senior rabbi. So, Rabbi Glickstein, check. Also, I want to acknowledge Karen Revo, who will be here in her capacity as president of our congregation and her last Shabbat service. So, Karen, I want to say thank you for all your years of leadership, and check. And now looking forward, now we'll look forward, because we have another very special Shabbat coming up next week where we celebrate new beginnings. Because next week we install our new temple president, Jeff Graff. We also install the 2018-2019 Board of Trustees, and, it's a big and, Rabbi Pomerantz commences her tenure as our new senior rabbi. So I'm supposed to say I hope, but I expect to see you all here. So with all that said, please join us for the Oneg right immediately following the services, and Shabbat Shalom.
So I've had lots of opportunities already, thanks to Debbie and her committee, to say goodbye. And so tonight, I'm just going to really tonight, the goodbye was really the embracing of the congregation of 5 new souls, which from my standpoint is just a wonderful way to have my last Shabbat in this role. Drop the mic, right? I actually already did that, I think, a couple of times this year. I do want to just say really a couple of words. One, this Shabbat, this parasha, Naso, was the same parashah that I read at ordination 44 years ago. And that date when I was ordained was May 31st, which is my official last day here. And that was the day I chanted the Birkat Kohanim in Plum Street Synagogue in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I became officially a rabbi. So it's very fitting. I don't think we planned it this way. I guess God plans that it all wrapped up together in that way. And I found a really beautiful quote that I just want to share with you as kind of my final words here for Friday night. It comes from Winnie the Pooh. Who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? So in the book, Winnie says, "How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard." How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. So I'll say lehitraot, and tomorrow morning we still have services. But for Friday night, thank you all for being so much a part of my life and Joni's life. I want to thank Alan, because I won't get him tomorrow morning. Alan, for the music that you've given. Marshall, I'll see you tomorrow. Cantor, I'll see you tomorrow. Am I going to see you tomorrow? Rabbi Pomerantz will be here. And some of you will be here. I can say goodbye tomorrow. But for those who I won't see, thank you for this wonderful rabbinate that I've been able to share here in this community. So let's rise. And Cantor, you have something to do with the Birkat Kohanim?
Yes, Rabbi, now that we're all very verklempt. So I thought that we would close with another version of Birkat Kohanim. We're going to do a little bit of it. And Joni, if you want to come over, come forward. She doesn't want. Okay, she's too verklempt. So we're going to sing this Ruach Elohim for you, Rabbi. Here she comes.
The sheets.
Ruach Elohim, may God's Spirit be with you. Ruach Elohim, keep you safe from harm. May the love of God be your shelter from every storm. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha, Yair Adonai panav elecha ve'kuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. Ruach Elohim, may God bless you and keep you, bring you to the light and safe from harm. May the love of friends be your shelter from every storm. Together. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha, Yair Adonai panav elecha ve'kuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
It makes it a lot more fun. I'm always by myself. I don't know what happened. Pedal. Going out there.
job, good job, good job, Al. Sir, thank you.